Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Well, morning for some people in the United States, actually. It's 9 a.m. in California, so we are all over the place. Today we have Matthew Houghton. I don't know if I'm saying your last name right. You can correct me
Yeah,
later.
it's a
Uh,
nightmare of a name, Fernando. It's actually Houghton.
yeah. So I'm sorry
Yeah,
about that.
that's all right. Yeah,
Yeah, when you are in the United States, you think we speak English.
I get it all. I get it all the time. I get all kinds of variations.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, it's like my last name. My last name is actually Sustaita, but everybody calls it Sustaita, and I'm like, yep, that is the way to say it. It's let's,
yeah,
let's, let's just make it like that, and it works. My father gave up in how to say my last name back in the '60s, and he told me, look, dude, when people say Sustaita, it's the way it is. You say yes.
yeah, right. Yeah, it's easier, isn't
It is way
it?
easier. Let's use yes. That's the way it is. So today, Matthew, it's actually you're where in UK are you?
I'm in Wales. It's
Wales.
like,
Okay.
yeah,
I
on the
knew you
east
were
coast.
in that island. I just didn't know exactly where you were.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
so he's from Europe. He's from Wales, and today we will be talking about the importance of having mock-ups and having the right image on your listings. I mean, you have been following me for a while, or you have been in a coaching call with me, or you have been in my membership. I always say that Etsy, it's a very visual marketplace, and it is literally there is it's a necessity more than a luxury to have a well done mock-up, to have literally a billboard for whoever is glancing through the search results to get attention to your products. Every seasoned seller specializes on having a very good image to get the attraction to the products, and that's what generates the sales. Using the mock-up as it comes from the print-on-demand supplier is not always the best bet. First of all, Etsy shows everything horizontally, and 99.9% of the print-on-demand suppliers, because some of them sometimes offer those, they always offer them vertical, and automatically it makes the image to be shopped. And you can see that sometimes not really in shirts, but for example, when you are looking at tumblers, you will see them like this, because the image is so vertical that it doesn't fit. But when you put them horizontally, you can see a lot more of the product, even if it's a little bit, more afar. So when you have the mock-up like this, and you have all this space on the side, it gives you the availability to showcase the other colors of your product and showcase more information about the product. So you have to get creative on how to make sure that your product gets the most clicks per view, because that in conversion sales. So today, that's what we have Matthew with us. I thought he's Matty boy.
yeah.
Uh,
That's
so
my my.
I will let you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you do and why you're here today. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Thanks, Fernando. Yeah. Well, I mean, I've been in e-commerce around probably 6 or 7 years now. Done all kinds of stuff. Launched training courses, tons of Shopify stores. Just been into Etsy now, really the last year or so. Yeah, a lot of stuff. But I've made a heck of a lot of mock-ups. I kind of know a bit about mock-ups and really, like you're saying, Fernando, people buy with the eye. Like that's the first catch, like for people. So that's why I wanted to talk about mock-ups. I've been making. I actually launched design packs at the moment. So we release a lot of design packs with a platform called Icon Ecom, and they're like a stock platform where with my design packs, I actually create all the mock-ups for the people and I put them onto Icon Ecom. And then when people buy my design packs, they can just have everything imported straight into their account and ready to sell. So I've gone through the pain of making tons and tons of mock-ups using platforms like Placeit and the provider mock-up stuff like that. I've bought PSDs, all kinds of things, and now I've moved into the area of actually ordering the products, taking the photographs, making the mock-ups, and making Photoshop actions, which really, really speed things up as well. So you got tons of benefits from buying in your mock-ups or buying in your products, because you can actually get a feel of that product. So, I'd encourage anybody who's doing e-commerce, and a lot of people don't ever do this,
making the mock-ups,
and that is to actually
actions, which
Sorry. It
that's
started,
right.
it started echoing. I don't know why.
Yeah, is actually order the product in, because there's so many people out there that have never even seen the product that they're trying to sell. So not only can you get a good feel of the product as well, but you can take your own photographs of it, and make your own mock-ups, which means you can be unique. You know exactly what the product is, and you can make them exactly how you want them as well. So there's a lot of reasons for doing it, but for me, myself, the reason I'm making these actions, which I can show you, is A, for speed, and B, to help me launch my design packs as well. So Photoshop actions is like absolutely, really, really good for doing the mock-ups. So yeah, I mean, at the moment, I've just launched an Etsy store, so I'm selling mock-ups as well and Photoshop actions. And if you want, I can show you those actions working if you want, and explain about actions.
Yes, let's do it, because I always tell my audience is having a PNG mockup, the one that you just literally write the picture and you just get the image and you just copy paste it in there. It can do it's like taking a small pill, right? It solves the problem at the moment, but it doesn't give the right feeling of the image, especially when you're doing something that is rounded, like tumblers or mugs or things like that, because the image is a flat file on top of a flat file, so it looks fake, right?
Yeah.
And the customer sometimes gets the experience like, is that how it's going to look? It looks crappy. So they don't feel like making the purchase because of how it looks like, and that is a turnoff. I always tell them, you know how to use Photoshop, or at least the basics of Photoshop. You should always buy the mock-ups that are editable. One, because you can change the background yourself, and two, because you can use smart objects and make sure that the images look, that they are organic in the image. It's a far better looking, end product. And so, but it's the fear is that, how do I do it? Some people say, okay, I understand how to use Photoshop, the basics, but then they buy these mock-ups and there are like so many darn layers that it gets so confusing. It's like, okay, congratulations, you saw a mock-up, but you don't even, you couldn't even simplify it enough for somebody to go and you say, here, place the image here, and it will replace the one that is already there, and ta-da, it's ready. No, you gotta go dig all the way to the damn intestines, and then replace it. Yes, you can share us, and you can walk us through the process on how we can modify a mock-up in PSD. That will be amazing.
Yeah, I can show you some stuff. Yeah, so let me share my screen. I will try and explain. Now, I do understand that a lot of people do struggle with Photoshop. And what I'll do is I'll show you these folders. So first of all, I'll show you the actions, Fernando, and I've just got one screen here. So just give me a shout if anything happens. I'm
removing the banners so that people can see. There we go.
Yeah. So essentially with Photoshop actions, what happens within Photoshop is I can basically record a process. So I get the products, I take the pictures, I turn them into PSDs, and then what I do is I record it in Photoshop. So Photoshop will save my design, and then Photoshop will take my design and it will open up the PSD and it will place the design on the PSD. It will then save that design as a JPEG, and it will then close that PSD, and then it will do another one and another one and another one. So This is how I always structure my folders. Doesn't really matter, it doesn't really matter too much, but it's got the artwork PNGs here, the art PSDs, and I'll show you this in action. The assets folder is just where I keep the actions. And then the PSDs are here. So all these are sets of PSD mockups, which I do in sets of 10s. And then we have the published folder here as well. So this will actually publish them here. So in just a few clicks, if I go to this PSD here, I'm just going to turn off this and this because this is just a placeholder. And then what I'm going to do is go and grab a design. And all I'm going to do is just drag and drop this design into Photoshop, press return, and over this panel here is where my actions are. So this one here, if I highlight it, this 2800 by 3200 save art, this will actually save whichever design I've got in here ready for Photoshop to place on the mockups. So I could drop in a whole, like 50 designs, 100 designs in here, and I can just keep switching them on and off as I want to do it. So if I just run one set of actions here, so I've highlighted the save art and the colored handle mugs there, and I go to the bottom and I hit play. And if I'm quick enough back to the folder, you'll actually see, where is it? I'm too slow. Colored handle mugs. So you see here, it is actually in action now. I don't know if I'm still on the screen, but I'm not touching the computer. It's actually pushing out these mockups for me. So with Icon Econ, these are kind of built for Icon Econ, but we got black handle, blue handle, light blue, green, orange, pink, red. So it's doing the mugs and it's doing all the colors and it's doing various mockups. So, there's pretty much a set of 10 different scenes, but all placing those designs onto the actual mockups. So that is just, if I just highlight that, how many have we made there? So I just made 70 mockups there in about 2 clicks. And if I wanted to do more, I could run these here. There's another set of mugs. I can just keep running these mugs. As you can see, Photoshop's just spitting them out. So not only is it actually quite easy to do, it's really, really fast as well. So if you're pushing out hundreds of mockups, if you try to do this, say on Placeit or whatever, I've actually done it myself with Placeit, and it takes, like, just to do those colored handle ones, to do 70 of those would take you absolutely ages, and it would be painstakingly slow because you'd be doing one at a time. So the beauty of this is really the speed of it as well. So we can just keep cranking it out. Just let that run. So I've just produced 70, 80, 90, 100 mockups there within just a few seconds and a few clicks. So I can go through. I've got tote bags, teas, tumblers. I'll run a quick tumbler one for you. So look at the wine tumblers. So these push them out again in all different colors. It's got like a metallic look to it as well. Also, flowers seem to do very well on Etsy. There's like a nice flash of color in there. Different scenes, close-ups. Let them run. So I'll just let this run, Fernando, and then I'll actually take you into a PSD and show you into a PSD.
That's awesome. Now,
Yeah.
when you get these, do you get the actions? You sell the actions, or how does this work?
Yeah, I do sell the actions, Fernando. I have an Etsy store. So what I do, each of these is essentially an Etsy listing. So I do them in sets of 10, And what I've done is I've made it so that when if somebody bought some of these off me, they would download this one folder here, and then let's say it would come with one set. So one set would be in your mock-up PSDs. Let's say 11-ounce double white mugs would be in there. And then let's say you wanted to buy another set. Let's say you only do mugs. What you can do is, as you buy these packs, you can just copy and paste the folders in. So as my Etsy store grows, for people that buy my mock-ups, they can literally mix and match the exact sets they want. So as I keep launching them, if you want to keep your mock-ups fresh, you can just get a new set. You just drop the folder in and you run it away. So you just have one single folder on your desktop, or if you're on Windows, it goes in C drive. But you have one single folder, and you can just keep building up these folders and building them up and building them up. But you can customize them so they're exactly as you want them. So like I said, if you're just doing mugs, you can get all the mug ones. If you just want mugs, t-shirts and tote bags, and you can build these sets out exactly as you want them. So they're really flexible for people as well. So let's take a look at PSD. Now with the PSDs, because they're actions, if you wanted to individually use the PSDs, then you would need to just copy these PSDs out of this folder and put them on your desktop, really, because if you start messing around with the PSDs, then it can break the Photoshop actions, because Photoshop is kind of just running through a command process. So if you change the layers or whatever, your actions won't work. But you can just copy and paste these over, and you can go into these PSDs. So like you were saying about the placing your artwork and stuff, I try and make them as clear as possible. So here it says artwork here. So essentially, to add a design to this, you just double click there, you switch off by clicking the eye, that layer, and then you can grab yourself a design and you can just drag and drop it in, press return, close off your tab and hit save, and it places that design on there for you. So I pre-built for these particular ones. Of course, everyone's different, but I pre-built the colors, pre-built all the colors, and you also get a color picker here. So if I click this hue saturation layer here, you can actually change the colors. Just go through it like that. Super easy. You can basically make any color you want by just messing around with these sliders. Now I'm doing it a bit quick, but it takes a little bit of practice to get it. But you can just pretty much make any color you want out of these as well. If there's a color here that they don't have, but I think these are the ones that Polar Camel produce anyway. So I'm just going to hit close there and hit don't save.
Who makes those? I'm sorry.
They're Polar Camel. You know the Polar Camel tumblers?
I have no idea who they are. Never heard of them.
Yeah, they're quite popular, Fernando. Yeah, they're nice tumblers.
No, okay. You're talking about this tumbler style, not the company. Got it.
Yeah, that's the company, Fernando. Polar Camel.
Polar Camel.
Yeah, let's see if I can.
Is that UK based or?
No, they're American. They are. Polar Camels. Yeah, they're really good, actually, Fernando. It's definitely worth having a look at.
Okay, I'll take a look at them.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I'm just going to run another one. So I'm going to run some tote bags, some unisex t-shirts. Oh, that's the PSDs. Yeah, so I mean that is the power of Photoshop actions, which if somebody wanted to make actions, which they're easy enough to do if you've got a basic understanding of Photoshop. Like I say, all you're doing is pretty much recording a process, and you can see Photoshop here working in the background, going through it. So let's say you went and bought some PSDs from somewhere on, Creative Market or somewhere like that. It's easy enough to make yourself some actions once you've got those PSDs. And all you really need to do is create yourself a folder on your desktop, put your PSDs in that folder, and then open up your Actions tab here. You click the plus button at the bottom here, and then basically you record step by step. You open up the PSD, you place your design on it, you close your PSD, and then you save your image. So you could easily make your own actions, and it would be a great thing for anyone in e-commerce to actually do that once you got your own products. But of course, I make these because I need them anyway, and a lot of people just want to buy them and use them. So, but then you've got the if you do it yourself, you've got the advantage of being able to do your own photography and stuff like that, which you can easily do with a phone. You can get a light box, which is really cheap to do. You can do flat lays, which I've started out with here. I can show you. This is essentially my Etsy store, which is new. But hopefully over the next few months, depending on what people want, then I will just keep making product. I'll keep ordering products, making sets of actions. It is a bit time consuming, but once you've got the product, you can always keep your mockups fresh as well. So it's like we said before, that image is the very first thing that someone's going to see if you're running an ad on Etsy or whatever. If they're searching on Etsy, you can have the same design as other people, but if your image is better, then your image is going to catch the attention straight away. And like Fernando said about overlaying the images and stuff like that, a lot of people are so focused on the ad systems or Facebook ads and stuff like that, they overlook the importance of the image. If you're running Facebook ads, people are scrolling through Facebook, the image is instantly the thing that's going to catch that person. Then they're going to read about it or look more at the product. So it is important. It's probably one of the most important things you can have, because ad systems are massively overrated. It really comes down to the product and how good the product looks, and if somebody really wants the product or not. Am I still here, Fernando?
Sorry, I was muted.
That's all right. Yeah.
Do you have any intentions of adding more products like shirts or anything else coming soon? Because I only see right now literally mugs and tumblers and some tote bags. I see that you are adding some T-shirts in there, but it's only like one. But I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't really know what T-shirt is this.
They're the Fruit of the Loom T-shirts. Those ones,
which nobody uses.
Right. Yeah. Well, I've only just done those. I am going to be doing more T-shirts, and I've got some people lined up to be actually wearing the T-shirts as well. I'm just waiting for some better weather here. The weather's been terrible, so hopefully in the next couple of weeks I will. What T-shirts do you recommend? What are the best sellers?
Well, most people will use Bella and Canvas, Gildan's.
Yeah.
Next balance is called. My God, I forgot the name of that brand. I can give you a list later.
Yeah.
Of the numbers, because it's Bellas and different numbers and and stuff like that. And right now, because we are in the middle of getting to summer right now, it's tank top season. So yes, of course, those ones are also necessary. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's literally hundreds of products on print on demand that that could use a mock-up. But which ones are the ones that people are looking for? I don't know. I don't sell mock-ups.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you've got products that you want me to make sets of mock-ups for, I can, I've already done that for a few people now. So I can always make, if you say, hey, we need mock-ups for whatever product, just shoot me a message and I'll do them. They are time consuming. It's taken me to get this many done. It's taken me maybe 2 months so far. But by the time you've done the photography, then you've made the PSDs, then I have to make the actions I have to make them on Windows and on Mac, in case whoever's on Windows or Mac. So I make them twice as well. But once you got them, you got them. That's the good thing about it.
Yeah, no. I don't do Mac, so it's not my thing.
Yeah, I got both, but I gotta say I do prefer the Mac. Like,
I know everybody prefers Mac, but I don't know. I've been using PC since 88 or something like that. So not interested in learning something new.
Yeah. When I was on Windows for a long time, man. But when I first got my Mac, I was like lost for ages. It took me a good few weeks before I could use it properly. But once I got used to it, I do find the Mac a lot easier to use. But if you need any power, then really you want to have a PC. Like,
I'm not a designer myself, so I really don't need to have a Mac. So yes, I mean that's a whole different topic, a different conversation. You say you have another website that you do like design services, something like that?
Yeah, designs for POD. Yeah. Have you got the link for that? Do you want me to? Shall I send it you, or do you want me to share?
You can share in the link you want in the comments you want to, so people can check it out. The comments will be saved. So
there you go. I'll post my link in. Yeah. So we sell design packs. Hopefully they're not your average design pack. Like I say, my design packs really come with everything that you need. Like I've bought a lot of designs over the years, and they're absolutely awful. They can't, like they've been traced and stuff like that. I've got really good designers that work for me. One guy is an ex-Disney designer. So like they come with all the mock-ups. If anybody uses, do you know Icon Ecom? Do you know Randy Park? Or
I honestly, be very flat out honest with you, I am not the best friend of buying design packs. I trust you, so that's why I asked you to share it. But I usually don't even recommend it to most people because exactly what you just said. They're terrible. They're crap.
Yeah.
I mean, I have bought some used to do like literally an opening video for my audience, and you show me, look, this is what I just got, and it's like, do you think this will sell? And it's like, I mean, they're trash. There's something you're like, really, $8 for this? I wouldn't even list it. So I'm not a very fan of that. So I rather have my designers go slow and give me one or two, a day, and give me something that I know I can convert, and having, hundreds of junk, just because I got lazy and outsourced it like that. So,
I'll give you one of my design packs, Fernando, and you can have a look and see what you think.
You don't have to, but I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
But yes, I mean, anybody has any question? I know it's early for most of people here in America, but it's difficult to have, from other side of the pond guests late at night. But if anybody has any questions about this, please make sure to ask. If you bring him later in the reply, I'll make sure to ask Matt later on what his thoughts are. Do you have anything else you would like to share?
Yeah, well, I got a free pack here. If anybody wants to give these actions a try, do you want me to post up the link or?
Sure.
Yeah. So if anybody wants to try these, give them a spin, and see how you feel about using Photoshop actions. And you can always use the PSD as well if you want to pull out the PSD.
Okay, so these. Sorry, so you're sending me this in private. Okay, so. Okay, so I'm currently typing. Okay, so if they go to this link, they will get these free mockups and their action sets for free.
Yeah, free. There's not even an opt-in or anything, Fernando. You can just grab them.
Oh, awesome. Okay, I will make sure to have people actually take a look at them. When I email them about this video, I will make sure that they download those and see what this is about. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Anything else you would like to share, Matt?
Yeah, not really. No. Just just if anybody wants to check out my actions, they can. I know someone was just saying there about using different apps to edit images. Photop is really popular. So Photop is an online editor, which is basically a rip-off of Photoshop. So you can follow any of my training videos on my YouTube channel, and pretty much use it. They've done a pretty good job of it, to be honest. But it's a little bit slower than Photoshop because you access it online. You can make actions with it, but you can't use my actions because the file path saves them to your computer with my actions. So I've never actually tested the actions, but it's a great free tool for those people that don't want to buy Photoshop. But again, I do encourage people to get Photoshop. Anybody that asks me about or that they say they don't want to purchase Photoshop, really it's only $10 a month. And like essentially you're in the design business and really Photoshop's the industry standard. So I always say, $10 a month to run your business, it's pretty, it's worth it really. And I was mind blown when I remember when I first looked at Photoshop, I thought there's no way I'm going to get my head around using Photoshop, but slowly over time, you get more and more comfortable with it. And now I would just be lost without it. I use Photoshop so much now.
Yeah, I mean, Photoshop looks intimidating, but I mean, and I'm not an expert in Photoshop, but I can get around, there because once you learn the basic of layers and structure and automation is the very first thing I learned. I didn't even know how to design on Photoshop before I learned automations because of exactly that, right? Doing some mockups. I was doing at the time I was using a supplier that had those laser etch tumblers, but they didn't have mockups, and there was absolutely nobody selling the mockups because it was a brand new product to the industry.
Yeah.
So I had to do it myself, and they came in 6 different colors. They stainless steel. It was impossible. So I had to learn how to get one of those done, and then I realized that I needed 6, and I had hundreds of listings, and it was going to take me a lifetime, to finish them. So I learned I watched a couple of YouTube videos. I learned how to do the automations. I mean, what I knew, I was making 500, these mockups, in a matter of minutes.
Yeah.
So to the point that I had to stop because my computer was getting full of, of space of just dumb mockups. But that is a way to simplify things is, when you can do that. And also when you're creating those dumb designs that is like, I'm awesome because I'm a teacher, lawyer, and stuff like that. You can get an Excel spreadsheet into those automations and literally it grabs line by line by line by line, and it makes you a brand new design based on an automation, and you can make hundreds of those suckers in literally a couple of minutes. And I mean, they're junk, but they're great for places like Merch by Amazon and stuff like that, where you just need volume. It just makes designs like, here you go, like bunnies having babies. But anyways, closing thoughts. I mean, right now, going longer is going to be in circles. So let's give it some closing thoughts here.
Yeah. Well, I would advise people to focus a lot on their product mockups. I would advise people to order your product in, because a lot of people don't do that, even if you don't take the pictures of it, so that you actually know what that product feels like, the quality of it. And then I would, if you can, I would do your own photography. You can get a light box dirt cheap on Amazon or whatever. You can use a phone to take your pictures. And I would concentrate on creating your own mockups, because everywhere is completely saturated with Placeit and stuff like that. So you can really stand out from the crowd by making your own mockups. And you can, once you got that product, you can keep testing your lead image. You can change it all the time regularly, and you will be completely unique to everyone else. So yeah, focus on your mockups and not the ad strategies.
What is your YouTube link? Somebody's asking.
Oh yeah, I'll grab it up in a minute.
I know I have it, but I cannot find it.
Yeah, I'll grab it now for no note. It's Designs for POD. And oops. just wanted to run through a couple of things. First of all, thanks for picking up. Yeah, I'll post that to you in the private chat, Fernando.
Okay. And I'll open it here, copy, and I'll post it back into chat. Okie doke. Well, Matthew, I want to thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for for sharing us how to do this links. Thank you a lot also for the free package. We'll make sure that that people of the audience get to see it. I will make sure that it's also in the YouTube recording so that people can watch this video and then get a taste of what your packages look like and how they can work for them. This is very, very appreciated. Because not a lot of people sell this stuff, but they don't take the time to teach people how to use what they're selling, and that speaks greatly of how you have the mind of a teacher in this matter, and it makes things a lot more simpler for people who wants to do business, and design is not their maintenance, their strength. I mean, as many of us in print on demand that we are not designers, we're marketers.
Yeah, right.
And I'm one of them. I know how to sell things. I don't do much of the artistic part of the production, and I welcome any type of training like that. Thank you so much, and everybody. Here's the YouTube channel. You can follow him. You're watching this on YouTube also. Give me a follow if you don't mind. And there's all the links where you can find his products, where you can find the free downloads, and where you can get a hold of Matthew. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks, Fernando.
Have a wonderful evening. I know it's probably 6 p.m. for you or something like that.
Yes, coming up. Yeah.
It's time for dinner.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Okay, man. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Fernando.
Bye.